goodness, for myself, we are recording friggin' awesome. Fellas. I am running low on the old home brew. Oh my goodness, that is getting really, really good with conditioning. This is the Pale Ash Pale Ale, which is, I'm sure there's plenty left in there, but it feels like there's a shortage of beer on tap, and I think it's because I've not brewed for a bit, and because of my time constraints and money constraints at the minute. But I'm having withdrawal symptoms from it, and I think at the weekend what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a real good tidy up in here. I'm going to do some filming for the brewery tour. I had a look for what I started putting together, and it looks like the same things happened to that as what happened to the Q&A video, and I'm thinking, pretty sure it was when I updated iMovies. Everything seemed to be alright, but since I updated iMovies, that has disappeared, the Q&A, and the start of the brewery tour sort of disappeared. But it's alright, I'm going to film it a bit differently, so I'm not too annoyed about it. I'm going to take my time editing it up, I'm going to take my time filming everything, and it's going to be quite a lengthy video. But here's what I'm going to do, because people have been asking certain things about the PIDs and the solid state relays and stuff like that. I've had a few questions about the Herms coil and how did I attach it to the keg and whatnot. So it's all going to go into this brewery tour. But what I'm going to do is, because it's going to be quite long, I imagine, in the description box I'm going to break it down into time frames. So if you're watching it and thinking, I'm not that interested in the kegerator or the fermentation fridge or the control panel, I just want to know what's in the HLT, then you can go to the description box and you can look down the times and think and say, yeah, okay, 6 minutes 20 seconds in, talking about the HLT. You can just skip straight to it, because it's going to be quite a lengthy video, and I don't want people to have to sit through the whole thing if they're just waiting for one particular thing. They could just sort of skip to the parts they want, or watch the whole thing. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to help people out with that. But that is that's what I'm going to be hopefully doing Saturday. I'll have Ellie till about 1 in the afternoon because Abby's at work. And then I'm going to set 2 in here, and I'm also going to at the weekend have a good look at the plug assembly for the boil pot, because if you haven't been following, I had a bit of a melty with the boil pot plugs. So I'm going to possibly tonight, if I get time, I'm going to order the plugs ready. And you probably noticed that the Fun Day Sunday didn't get put up yesterday. Well, I was really busy. Went to a wedding on the Friday. We didn't get back till sort of the afternoon Saturday because we stopped over, and then my batteries for the GoPro and for the main camera were flat as a pancake, because they'd asked me to record throughout the day sort of things they won't see, so they've got it. So I did that, so the batteries were flat. And also on the Saturday afternoon when I got back, I started to put some stock on the shop for my sister, because she's done some more items that she's selling. And I had an email from PrestaShop, because PrestaShop is the engine, if you will, that's that the shop is built on and working on. Sent me an email saying that there'd been security issues and a few bug updates that they've got rid of, so they advised to update PrestaShop. So I updated PrestaShop, I went through all the updates and loaded up fine. The back office was looked completely different because it was the new sort of upgrade. But when I went to the main shop, disaster had struck, and it looks like most of the shop, if not all of it, has altered, disappeared, changed themes, and completely dicked over the program. So yeah, Saturday afternoon my thoughts were solely on sorting this out and not getting into the brewery and filming a fun day Sunday. And then actually on the Sunday it was the dwarf's birthday, so I went to see him, explained to the sister what had happened to the shop, and she was, you know, she was like, oh, don't worry about it. And I'm like, yeah, but we want to get it sorted out, because I said to her, it's done now, the website's done, you can tell people about it, you can inform people about it. So she did. She got on a Facebook group for dirtyandgreen.com and announced it's now open, the shop is open. The next day I bugger it up, so it's back in maintenance mode. So yeah, by the time I'd done dicking around with all that, I was, well, Fun Day Sunday was just not an option. It wasn't even on my mind to do that, so apologies. The other thing I have done is recently I have downloaded BeerSmith for the Mac, so I've got a desktop version of it. Now I've used BeerSmith every time I've brewed on the phone, and the phone version is really good. It's really good, but it's fiddly to use because it's on a phone, and I thought, no, I want to be able to I want to print off the recipes and sort of have them to hand so I can write notes on them. And I want to really use BeerSmith properly. I want to really invest a bit of time to nail it. And when readings and numbers come out differently to what they suggested it was going to be, I want to be able to go back into BeerSmith and type them in to change the outcome of the beer, which I haven't been doing before. I haven't been doing that, and it's something that I thought, you know what, that is going to be really helpful to start doing that and start really taking care on the numbers. When I brew, what I tend to do is I tend to get my BeerSmith recipe on the phone, and it's good on the phone because you've got the alarm, so it tells you when the next step is. And with it being an iPhone as well, I'm sure it won't take me long to work out how to get the recipes from the iMac to the iPhone, and then I can still use that timer on the phone, but then have the printout to make changes to numbers and stuff like that. But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, what I normally do is I normally follow the BeerSmith on the phone, and whatever the numbers come out at, more often than not, I'm hitting my numbers. If I don't hit them, I do make a note of it, like on the whiteboard over here, but then I never have inputted it back into BeerSmith to update efficiencies and whatnot. And I've never really took a equipment profile and adapted it exactly to what I use in the brewery, which I have done now. I was talking to Harry, we had us wangs out, we had Wang Hangout, we Google hanged out, we Google hung out, we hung out on Google, which we do often, and he ran through where to go on the BeerSmith on the desktop version to do it. So now I have the home brewery on the equipment section, so that I can always use that. It's got my dead spaces in there, it's got my amounts that the kegs hold in there, and it all makes a change to the recipe and the amount of water and the temperature of the water. So I'm thinking that I'm going to see some big changes, but if I get big results from the beer, I'm going to be over the moon, because the beer that I'm making at the minute, I don't mean to sound big-headed, but I'm enjoying it, and it's nice and enjoyable. So if it's any better than that, I'm going to be over the fucking moon. And then we're thinking about a little bit with the mash profiles, and Harry did come up with a really good idea, which was to basically have a set amount of mash profilings for the summer, and then replicate them for winter so that the grain temperature is reduced, so it doesn't mess up your mash temperatures and your sparge temperatures and your mashing temperatures for your HLT, which is going to be something that's going to be really useful as the weather is going to start to change now. It won't be long, a couple of weeks, and we'll be into autumn, and then the winter's here. So really good idea that you had there. And also, if you edit your own mash step, you can have it already set instead of having to go in every time and manually change numbers in the recipe. So that's what we're doing. So I'm trying to get my head around BeerSmith and use it properly, because I want to better myself, as we all do. The lager, actually, I've noticed the lager, just changing the subject completely, the lager is getting towards the back end of the keg now, but it's really altered a lot, and not necessarily now for the better. It's whether it's just me thinking that it's changing and that's not a good thing, or whether it's actually changing like this, but it's set to get more bitter. Don't know if that's possible, but it's set to be more bitter, which isn't a bad thing, but how it was sort of midway through the keg, it was perfect. So maybe there is some sort of time limit to the amount of lager it has. I don't know, but that's turning bitter. This is turning better. This is really good. Really fruity on the aromas, tropical fruits coming from the galaxies. I have noticed that I've reduced the amount of well, not reduced the amount, I've completely got rid of any oxidization taste from the beers. I was getting it in a couple of beers before this, and I think getting rid of the oxygen out of the secondary vessels and really sort of taking care when transporting the beer, when moving the beer around, has helped. But yeah, I mean, the last two brews I've done have been spot on. But that's it, fellas. Just a quick update for a Monday, just to explain why we didn't have a Fun Day Sunday, just explain what's happening at the back end of this week. So stay tuned. Yeah, already had a couple of questions sent for the Q&A video, which is going to be edited up. So if you have any questions about the brewery or about what I'm planning on doing, leave them below, or DM me on Twitter. I will screen capture them. I have done a few. I think I've done 5 altogether. Screen captured them, put them into a separate folder, ready to do the video. There's a wasp in here, you son of a bitch. But that's it, fellas. That's all from me. Just a quick one, because I need to get back to sorting the shop out. But that's it. So, as always, follow this video in case I don't want to know. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a little red button down here that says subscribe. Click it, you won't miss out. Share the video, get it out there for all to see. Until next time, I'm out of here.